Question now is, how does the party turn those financial fortunes around? Can they? Amita Kuttner is the party's interim leader. They are in Ottawa. Amita, good to have you on the program. I'm sure you'd much rather be here talking about issues, and yet here we are talking about insolvency. How real is that threat?
Well, thank you for having me, David. And, I've got to say, it sounds so grim listening to this, but I'm feeling so happy and so hopeful. So I actually don't think it's as dire as that picture seems to look, for a number of reasons. So I'm happy to discuss it in more detail.
So go ahead, explain to me. I mean, how close are you to not being able to pay the bills, essentially?
I actually think we're doing fine now. So there is a reality to this, and there has been a decline and a slide over the last year, and that has been very difficult. We've seen everything that has come up. I would address the membership numbers. We also, of course, had our leadership race in 2020, so we saw a huge bump in members who bought one-year memberships, and those were lapsing at about the same time this summer. So I don't think we can even say that the membership decline was just because of infighting. So there's that, and then there's the current financial picture, which is that we've actually successfully turned a corner in November, and things are actually heading the other way.
And to what do you attribute that? Is that fundraising? Is that cost cutting? Is it a combination of both?
So cost cutting definitely played a role earlier, but this is fundraising. And I think that there's a couple of reasons for that. There has been this worry, and I think the core of the Green Party has not gone anywhere. They were waiting to see if we were going to turn a new leaf and head in the right direction and then be ready to come back. And we also saw this during the fundraising during the election, where there was a lot of money coming in, but it was going directly to EDAs, which shows that the people were all there working across the country, but they're supporting locally when they didn't have that confidence at the federal level. Okay,
you say it was going to electoral district associations, but some of the money in the federal coffers seemingly was going, and a significant amount, according to your party's own financial report, on legal costs related to the now former leader, Ms. Paul. Do you have a sense of how much money was involved in that legal fight?
No, I don't have a sense of the exact amount of money that went into the legal fight, but I do know it's over. So I think that also has an impact on our finances in a positive way.
Was there a need to use some of your fundraising dollars to pay a severance to the former leader?
I believe so, but I know that also has been accounted in the last month, and we're past it.
Do you have a sense of how much that was, how much of a burden that was on the party?
No, I do not have the details of the ending of her contract. And there may even, I think, still be a little bit in the next month, but it's already in the accounting.
Okay. Do you worry about how this, I mean, we've talked about how this is a distraction. I began this interview saying, I'm sure you'd much rather be here talking about the issues, but you do have to account for this. And I know you're here saying that the party is moving on, the party, that the prospects look better. But how do you regain the following of Canadians when you have had this difficult period where not just attention has been diverted, but money has been diverted to places that perhaps the party would prefer not to be spending it?
Well, this last week, I have felt like we've all taken a great big breath and perhaps a sigh of relief to move forward, and that shows us some hope on the inside. I spent an amazing week with the caucus, or part of a week with the caucus on the Hill, and that is certainly buoying my own mood. But it's a real question, and I think that we have to prove ourselves, and we have to prove that we are adults enough to get through what we have seen in the last year. And I'm hopeful on that count because I don't see, at least from my vantage point, that those conflicts and those discussions were happening in the majority of the membership. The majority of the people in this party were working hard locally, trying to organize with a frustration with what had been happening. And so part of what I'm trying to do is see everything and also get a sense of, where we actually sit versus the people who have been having problems, and also work through it, because I think the hurt is real, the discomfort is real, and also I think it's a factor that comes from all the pressures we've had. When you focus so much on the climate crisis, we're afraid, and so we tend to conflict, and what we need to do is reset and spend that moment together rebuilding trust and community. And once we do that, we will easily be able to show each other and also show the country that we're here. We mean business again, and we have something unique and solid to offer.
Sometimes when you're in stressful situations, days can seem like weeks or months. And I wonder, when you came in as interim leader, whether you looked down at papers, got the lowdown on the financial situation, looked at the loss of membership, and were freaked out, frankly.
Well, I actually think that what I was expecting was worse than it's actually here. So I took the job with lower expectations than reality. So perhaps I don't feel that way because of that. But I think there's also an immediate mood change. We are already seeing people. I'm getting emails, I'm getting notifications from other people telling me that they're rebuying their memberships. There are EDAs being set up without any party organizing because people are reinvigorated to get back to this work. So I think that, yeah, there's a lot of stuff, but at the same time, I thought it would be worse.
A leadership race will take money to operate. Do you have a sense of when that the leadership race will begin and how you will fund it?
Well, we have 6 months until we're mandated to start the leadership race. Given that we do have some rebuilding to do, I'm hoping that we get that time to kind of work on everything. I plan to see and meet with everybody across the country who's interested to talk about what they need. And so we get on that, sense of strength, rebuilding, so people are confident and we're ready to do it. I think that's where the support's going to come from. If we feel like we're good to move forward, we're going to be so excited to welcome a new leader that we will see the funding.
Do you have targets?
And I think it's also a time. No, I don't have targets yet, but it's also a time for people to join the party again. So, people step back for a variety of reasons, or they joined last time for the leadership race. Yeah. Now's the time to do that again.
And when I say targets, I mean targets around growing the membership, getting more fundraising. Do you have anything like that at this point?
I have no concrete targets. I hope that I will be part of the process creating those in the next few weeks, but we're just getting going.
Absolutely. Okay, Amita Kuttner, thank you so much for taking some time with us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video.